Hi all, my name is Jane. I'm an architect, event and spatial designer, founder of a travel brand, and above all, a girl head over heels in love with the world. And welcome to New York vlog part 2. If you haven't already, go back and watch the part 1, as there I take you with me on my first ever trip to New York and the first half of the week there. So today is day 4 and today we're supposed to explore Chelsea, but before that I have a meditation class. Before the meditation class, we absolutely had to make a little stop and try that famous Magnolia Bakery, grabbed some baked goods and were on our way to the well. I've started day 4 with a mindful ritual and went to see the well, which, guilty as charged, I actually found through watching Sex and the City and not doing some really deep research or reading a design magazine. In any case, it didn't disappoint. It was actually really wonderful and I definitely would want to come back and do some health consultations and maybe do some wellness rituals or for just another meditation class. This holistic wellness sanctuary combines data and a woo-woo factor and results in a total success. Actually, to get a wellness consultation, you have to join a long waiting list, and so I went for a meditation class instead. On top of offering great quality classes and, as reviews say, top-notch wellness advice, it is also beyond beautiful. I mean, how could it not be? It was designed by Rose Inc. Workshop. I just finished the meditation class and I'm walking towards our hotel for the night. On the well, it was an amazing space. Meditation was wonderful. I absolutely loved the woman who was guiding us. The space is clean, warm, beautiful, like a small sort of a spa, relaxing zone. You can go to the steam room. You can get a Ayurvedic tea. There's a small shop and a cafe, and they have classes. It's like a members club as well. Generally speaking, it's one of the best meditation spaces I've been to. Whenever I travel, I try to go to some of the places that I usually go when I'm at home. Trying like some little routine in the mornings. I think it makes you understand the place a bit more. It's just nice to imagine yourself living in the city you've come to visit and see what it would be like if you were to wake up, go to a local bakery, get yourself a coffee and go for a meditation class and meet someone local as well. All in all, absolutely lovely experience. If you're in New York and have some free time and you enjoy wellness, 100% go there. Going to explore Chelsea, but first get a bite. On Chelsea area, I really did like the area. It felt a bit more residential. There were a lot of really nice cafes and especially loved the Greenwich Village nearby. And the hotel was also, of course, really pretty. Our afternoon walk of day 4 took us to Greenwich Village to see the Friends apartment and Carrie Bradshaw apartment and have a cupcake from Magnolia Bakery and also have a really nice lunch. We also walked along some residential streets and saw a lot of Halloween decor. I think by day 4 we just felt a little overwhelmed with all the emotions and all the running and all the touristy visits. Just walking in residential neighborhoods and having a slow coffee and a cupcake just felt really right.
I have a crush.
These cupcakes are so fat. They're kind of like the cupcake everyone used to eat as a child, and then they stopped allowing to make something as fat and bad for you, but not here. So bad for you that's kind of good. After the nicest Greenwich Village walk, we were still on our way to Chelsea, and on the itinerary was Chelsea Market, Little Island, and the Whitney Museum of Modern Art. We really wanted to visit this iconic New York place that we saw in the scenes of Woody Allen's Manhattan or Men in Black, and of course to also just stroll around and find exactly what we were craving at the moment. And straight after we headed to the neighboring Little Island, a place I, as a former architect, was beyond excited to see. And although Heatherwick's work does raise a lot of reasons for criticism, I honestly thought it was pretty incredible. A short walk from the Little Island was the Whitney Museum of American Art, a place filled with iconic pieces of work from Edward Hopper to George O'Keeffe, Andy Warhol, and many others. This museum is dedicated exclusively to American art and artists, so obviously we had to check it out, this being our first time in the US. On top of amazing pieces of work, it's also designed Varenza pianos, and there are amazing views of the city from the rooftop. As I mentioned before on my part 1 video, we really did experience how over the top the Americans are about Halloween. And one of the little things that I really loved was that on the way out from Whitney Museum, we were given little goodie bags, Halloween themed, and each one had different candies, which felt so sweet, especially given that they didn't give it just for kids, they gave it for everyone. And just to see people's reactions, everyone's face lit up of all the grumpy grown-ups just got like so excited about a bag of treats. And so were we, of course. Anyways, we grabbed a taxi and were on our way to our dinner reservation. Wouldn't say we were tired of French food at this point, because how can you be? But we felt like from American food we only had the lobster bisque, the pizza slice, and the bagel so far. And so for that dinner we actually had an American restaurant. Definitely save this spot. Checkis, a place with a quintessential New York feel. The menu, according to the owner, comes from researching decades of New York restaurant menus and their iconic dishes. Lobster, shrimp cocktail, burgers, ribs, a cheesecake. Oh my god, that cheesecake. Now add great music and beautiful ambience on top, and voila, here is a recipe for the perfect evening. So after yet another nice and long and absolutely delicious dinner, we were on our way for an evening treat. When in New York, you absolutely have to see a Western show, and we chose Some Like It Hot.
Yeah, real hot.
And that was it, the end of day 4. I definitely did love the Chelsea area, the Greenwich area. I think it was really cool that we managed to stay the night there. After the Soho Hotel, every other one just kind of felt underwhelming, although I do also recommend the more if you're staying in Chelsea. It felt very cozy and it had beautiful design, had nice views. General impression from Chelsea area was nice. I especially love the Greenwich Village. I feel like if we were to move to New York someday, I'd love to live in that area. That was it for that day. Exhilarated from the show, we went to bed. Ready for day 5? Today was supposed to be yet another hot day, but it ended up being 7 degrees, which feels like -7. So I'm all layered and going to a diner for a nice breakfast. This is a very cool place. Like the atmosphere and the history and the kind of choices you have. It's very, very iconic. Loved it so much.
What are you eating, Jane?
Babka.
Is it nice?
It's really good. Okay, I take back everything I said about all the other places we've been to. After we visited the Katz Deli and Ras and Daughters, they absolutely and completely and without a return outshined all the fanciest French food we've eaten the days before. They were so wonderfully greasy, beyond words authentic, in every detail iconic, truly New York spots.
Right, that's right.
The pastrami sandwich, the tuna sandwich, the filter coffee, and babkas in Ras and Daughter afterwards. Just everything, even thinking about it now, just warms my heart. We woke up today and decided to watch some morning news as the kind of entertainment we like. And on the morning news, they showed that they have a Halloween parade, which is something I knew but completely forgot about. That was number one, Halloween news.
So, anyone going to see the Halloween parade?
And number two is that yesterday we had a really nice dinner and they are having a Halloween party. They have a burlesque show and it's kind of like you need to wear a costume, but like it's not mandatory, so it's better to wear it, so like you need to go all out. So what we decided to do is to go into the Halloween store that we found a few days back and then get ourselves something very relaxed but still Halloweeny. So yeah, so that's the plan. And ooh, this is so cool. So we got one costume. It's actually really creepy and like really well made. And then we also got different props, dye, accessories and a wig for the other costume and headed to something extremely exciting. Going ice skating in Central Park, my long-time dream.
Ooh, skates.
And just the fact that the ice rink opened on the days we landed and it really was as wonderful as I imagined. I think I teared up a little. The way that Guggenheim Museum is meant to be experienced, according to Frank Lloyd Wright, is by taking an elevator to the top floor and then descending gradually, enjoying art in the process. I loved watching people watch art and the process of exploration so much, I actually ended up going up and down 3 times. Wright was famous for creating buildings with a positive impact on society, and this one is a truly great example of that. It's also a true monument to modernism. And so, being high on great architecture, we headed to our next iconic destination of the evening, Seagram building.
Guys, architecture fun fact.
There are very few words that can describe the excitement an architect feels when one gets to experience a building they studied, let alone being able to dine inside the iconic building's iconic restaurant. The Seagram is a creation of Mies van der Rohe, although not quite so impressive from the outside and could be easily mistaken by any other office building around the world. The Seagram was actually the first of its kind, setting up the international style and standard for tall office buildings worldwide. And now on the grill, the restaurant we were lucky enough to get a table at. It is historically based American chop house set in mid-century New York, taking inspiration from the time the Seagram was built and the restaurants back then. As an architect, I can talk so much more about all the geeky details and the significance of this experience, the restaurant's design and the building, but I think I've said enough. It wasn't just the food itself, it was just the experience of eating food there. I want to tell the story of the cherry on top of this evening, which was us sitting in this restaurant, enjoying the music, enjoying the food, having a lot of conversation. And then we noticed a couple sitting on the next table. The waiters brought their food and I started filming it because there was an amazing process of how it was served.
I mean, this food is amazing.
And as they saw me do that, they engaged in a conversation with us, and it was an elderly couple. They were retired. She was originally from Hong Kong and he was from Midwest. He spent his whole life teaching at university, and she was running her business, and actually she lived in the UK for a bit, and it just felt so lovely to have like a genuine deep conversation with complete strangers who have completely different background, and the age gap is huge, but it just felt so genuine and it felt so heartfelt. Although I was completely amazed by the design, and one of the bucket list moments for me to just visit this building and dine inside that building, still the thing that I remember the most from that evening was that conversation we had, which was absolutely wonderful. I hope it doesn't sound too creepy, but our next stop was watching trick-or-treaters. We didn't really plan it that way. We kind of hoped we'll spot a few children, but I think it was just such a huge culture shock, like in a good way. Just actually seeing things from the movies come to life. Afterwards, the surprise was waiting for us. A friend of mine arranged the passes so that we would go on top of the rock and see the iconic view. And then it hit us that the view we've been dreaming to see.
I'm in New York.
And then we caught up with some friends at the bar where Manhattans were invented. And before we knew it, that was it. Way past the midnight, and it was time to go to the hotel. The thing I love the most about the whole process of visiting new places, getting to know the people who live there and seeing the new places from their perspective. So although I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't go to the parade or we didn't go to the Halloween party, I don't regret not doing it, because what we did instead of it was just hang out with people for whom the city is their home and hear their stories. So I think all in all it was still very authentic and amazing experience, and we packed our Halloween costumes in our bag, hoping that maybe we'll use them next year. But we did watch the parade over the news in our hotel room. It felt cute. It would have been nice to go, and maybe one day we will. We've arrived to Brooklyn today.
Brooklyn, huh?
Had the most amazing turkey-filled croissant. I feel like it's very seasonal for the US. By the lucky circumstances, our wedding photographer, she's now in New York as well, so we just had to ask her if she'd be happy to do a quick photo shoot with us. It's our last day now in New York, and we're finally making our way to Brooklyn this week. We'll have an express shoot, look around, cross Brooklyn Bridge, and then we have Fotografiska gallery for today, and that's Reservation Veronika, which is a restaurant at Fotografiska gallery. And then there were a few more things that we've planned, which now that I think of it, I forget. Go to the airport a bit early and check out the Terminal 4, like the oldest one, the classic JFK airport. So it's gonna be exciting. And yeah, and then we're flying back. So that's that. Still have pretty much the whole day. Can't believe it's our last day in New York. Loved it here so much.
Bye-bye, Brooklyn. Bye-bye, Brooklyn.
Looking through these memories, I remember just feeling very distinctly how at home and at peace and happy I felt in New York. This week was like a little life. Felt really nice and felt really wholesome, and we definitely had this feeling inside that we are coming back for sure.
And we will be back!
Because there was still so much more to explore. In any case, we still had almost the whole day ahead of us, and for that we went to see some more locations from our favorite shows. And so, on a film vacation hunting, we went.
At the Arconia.
Starting with the supposed Arconia from Only Murders in the Building.
Only murders in the building.
And then gradually we made our way to the location of How I Met Your Mother. Although the actual series were filmed in Hollywood, the street where the building was meant to be was there in New York.
Okay, moving on.
And so we headed to Chelsea again. On the list were Chelsea Market, High Line and the Vessel. In the middle of a busy city is a place with a dark history, formerly known as the Cause of Death Avenue, a way of New York Central Railroad-operated freight trains, but now something absolutely wonderful emerged. It's a meticulously executed urban redevelopment with a beautiful vision. On top of being a physical place, it's also a non-profit organization with the aim to reimagine the role public spaces have in creating connected, healthy neighborhoods and cities, and they do so through work with communities on and off the High Line, and also it's a dream design collaboration between Field Operations, Dealers Cafe and Renfro, and Pierre Odolph, all of whom together created such an amazing redevelopment. And also it's just simply fun. It's a place to view art, performances, have a bite, and most of all, walk through the beautiful gardens and enjoy the amazing views all around. After enjoying the High Line, we headed to see the Vessel. And that was that. The time for our flight was approaching and we still had a few little stops to make before going to the airport. And the first one, Fotografiska gallery. One of the cool things about Fotografiska though is that every time you come there you'll have a completely different experience. There are no permanent exhibitions and everything changes constantly. But one thing you can be certain of is that the quality of work exhibited is going to be over the top. Completely happy with the exhibitions we got to see. Luckily, just inside the museum, there was our dinner spot called Veronika. So that was that. We were on our way to the airport, but surprise, surprise, we didn't go straight there, and even at the airport we found something really special to see.
I'm gonna let you fly tonight, Frank.
And yes, you guessed it right, it's the original JFK terminal. Imagine this, it's early 60s, the golden age of airplane travel, and Eero Saarinen, the genius he was, designs the building that symbolizes that golden age. This futuristic and sleek look, the architect and team wanted to show the sensation of flying, the drama, specialness and excitement of travel. The iconic airport terminal known as the TWA Flight Center was operational from 1962 till 2001, and now a few years ago newly refurbished and true to the original design, it opened its doors again to the public, to anyone who wants to travel back in time and see what it was like back in the golden age of travel. And that was that. Now for real, that was the end of our trip. I cannot believe how many experiences we managed to get and how many places we managed to see and how many people we managed to talk to. It just felt surreal. It felt absolutely wonderful.
Wow. That was... wow.
We did manage to fall in love with New York. I can say without a doubt, we are coming back. If you like this video, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you back on my channel for more travel content. Bye!